Yeah, I did not think noticeable at all in my differentials here. So that I wanted to ask you for some questions that I don't even put the different, I didn't, it was so far out of my mind. What is there anything I could do for some of those? It doesn't happen quite often where I'm like totally off. This one I was totally off. I did not think neurosyphilis.
So for this one, this is like in general, rule in and rule out is a very good sort of like last stand kind of thing. Like obviously, if you make good PC cards, you play the DDX game, like you'll increase the likelihood of getting questions like this, correct? However, my guess is that most of the time you're not missing questions where you didn't even consider the diagnosis. So that like ruling in and ruling out can be helpful. The way that I would do it is I would say, okay, so HLA-B 27, that would be like ankylosing spondylitis or something like that, right? So is this ankylosing spondylitis? The rule in is that, I mean, it sounds like he's got a rash, which I guess kind of uveitis, I think, can be associated with it. Like that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
but
he
I'm
was,
not. That's a
I
rule
was
in.
thinking,
Mhm.
yeah, I was a rule. But the rule out, I already knew like, okay, he doesn't have this back pain, doesn't have
Right.
arthritis. He doesn't, it's anterior versus posterior uveitis. Does that make a difference? I don't know. So I was just like,
Oh, sure.
it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah. Versus like RPR. So then you would want to say, okay, well, the rule in is that this would be some kind of syphilis. So could this be syphilis? The rule in is that it's like there's some neurologic stuff. He did have a rash. It's a little weird that it's scaly, but he did have a rash. And he's got like very clearly has like STD issues.
yeah,
And
gonorrhea.
he's got like the classic, yeah. So whitish patches with erosions in the oral mucosa kind of sounds like Candida. And then scattered enlarged lymph nodes, like that certainly would be characteristic of like a secondary syphilis kind of picture.
So they
So
were
that would,
saying that he most likely has HIV, and
yeah,
the HIV is now making him more vulnerable to
other
ocular syphilis.
infections, yeah. And like the whitest stuff is like the Candida. Yeah. So, but that's how you would do it. So obviously the best way is like you do context chronology severity, you come up with good differentials as you're going through, and then it just comes to you during it. However, that will not always happen. And so that's why doing rule in and rule out all the time, not just some of the time, can be massively helpful when you are sort of as strong as you are and have the knowledge and everything. Because it's like, because then if you just go through and you're like, okay, well, CSF analysis for all of the clonal bands. So what does that mean?
Oh, that's multiple sclerosis or any like that's not gonna,
Yeah, exactly. So that's the rule in. It's like, could this be MS? Maybe, but probably not, right? It's like, okay, so chest radiography, I guess that could be a lot of things, but in this case, what would they be getting at? I'm actually not sure. Oh, maybe sarcoid.
sarcoid.
Maybe TD, something like that. HLA-B 27. Okay, so that'd be like ankylosing spondylitis. D is like syphilis, and then E is like Sjogren's.
Sjogren's, yeah. It's like,
Something like that, right? So it's like, so if you just go through it that way, and you're like, okay, well, which of these things, and then you just ask yourself, okay, well, which is this closest to? Is this closest to Sjogren's? Is it closest to syphilis? Is it closest to ankylosing spondylitis, or is it closest to MS? Whatever.
yeah. Okay.
It's not perfect, but it's like of these four things, probably syphilis, right? Because it's like he's got an STD, it's like all of this stuff. So then you do rule in, rule out with that. Then you're like, okay, well, the rule in for syphilis would be X, the rule out would be Y.
I didn't even highlight the gonorrhea.
Sure.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
like it's so again, like, are you gonna make mistakes like this? Yeah, that's fine. And so the key is that it's kind of like it's like a championship basketball team. They don't make all of their shots. The name of the game is to reset after every possession and to try to have the highest number of high probability shots. It's about playing the odds. It's like professional poker players, like professional gamblers, like the ones that actually win, that are actually good. They're not just gambling, they're actually calculating probabilities and odds, and they're just shifting it. Like they don't win all of their hands, right? That's not the point. They're just trying to shift the odds such that they are going to win more than they lose. Same thing with this, right? You're just trying to shift the odds. And so, yeah, you will get questions wrong. That's okay. Short memory, just like we were talking about before. Just make sure that you then sort of get back on the horse and you say, okay, great, next one. And then you do, the process, et cetera, et cetera. If you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently.